Attention passionate Dallas, COWBOYS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Dallas, COWBOYS fans. Let's get to the news now, folks. What we're witnessing right now in the NFL, especially in the NFC East, is nothing short of historic. The Dallas Cowboys, a franchise that's been chasing that elusive sixth Super Bowl ring for decades, are once again in the thick of things, and recent moves suggest that they're not just looking to compete, they're aiming to dominate. And it all centers around one of the most shocking and impactful trades of the season. That's right, the Cowboys have made a bold move by acquiring none other than Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns. This isn't just a minor upgrade, it's a game changer. Let's break it down. Myles Garrett, a player who's been consistently regarded as one of the top edge rushers in the NFL, is now a Dallas Cowboy. Just think about that for a second. Garrett, an All-Pro from 2017 through 2024, with a career total exceeding 88, 5 sacks and over 350 tackles, is one of the most dominant pass rushers of the past decade. His presence alone significantly elevates any defensive front. And for the Cowboys, who have been struggling a bit to generate consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks, this move could be the spark that ignites their entire defense. You see, the Cowboys have had a decent pass rush with Micah Parsons, who, as you all know, is an absolute beast with 7-5 sacks so far this season. But even Parsons, as phenomenal as he is, can't do it all alone. Adding Garrett to the mix creates a nightmare scenario for offenses. Imagine Parsons rushing from one side and Garrett from the other, both capable of disrupting the backfield at any moment. The potential combined sack total for these two is projected to be over 25 sacks, which would be a massive boost to the Cowboys' overall pressure rate. That's a 35% pressure rate, pushing defenses into mistakes, creating turnovers, and setting up the offense with prime field position. But it's not just about sacks. Garrett's run defense grade, which sits around 85, 2 complements Lawrence's 80, 5 forming a formidable front seven that can shut down the run and put pressure on the quarterback simultaneously. This is crucial because the Cowboys' defense, especially in recent games, has been hampered by inconsistency in run stopping and pass rush. Now, with Garrett in the fold, they're projecting a plus 15% increase in stops and tackles for loss, which directly translates into fewer yards allowed and more 3-and-outs. And let's not forget the impact of this move on the division and playoff picture. The Browns, who are currently 1-7, are in a rebuilding phase, especially after trading away Garrett for a conditional first-round pick in 2026. Cleveland is also freeing up cap space, about $13 million, by moving Garrett, which they'll use to bolster their offensive line and other core areas. It's a clear indication that the Browns are prioritizing future flexibility over immediate success, especially with their quarterback situation under the shadow of Watson's $46 million cap hit. For the Cowboys, this is a strategic masterstroke. They're absorbing $15 million in cap space through restructures, and in return, they're adding a player who can instantly transform their defense into one of the most fearsome units in the league. The impact of Garrett and Parsons rushing the passer simultaneously is projected to push the pressure rate up by roughly 25%, which is huge. That kind of sustained pressure forces errors, leads to turnovers, and can turn the tide of games. Plus, with the Cowboys' secondary led by McKinney, who's been intercepting passes at an impressive rate, the secondary gains more opportunities to capitalize on those mistakes. Now, looking at the bigger picture, this move also signals a shift in how the Cowboys are approaching their Super Bowl ambitions. Historically, their success has often been linked to a dominant pass rush, and in recent seasons, that's been a bit inconsistent. But with Garrett now on board, they're elevating their front to match the best in the league, similar to how Watt and the Steelers' defensive line have historically dominated opponents. The Cowboys are now projecting a combined sack total of over 35 for their edge rushers, which would rank among the top in the league. And this kind of pressure can be the difference-maker in close playoff games, especially against high-powered offenses like the 49ers, who are currently favored with plus 500 odds to win the Super Bowl. Speaking of the Super Bowl, the Cowboys, odds have shifted from plus 8,000 earlier in the season to around plus 3,500 now. That's a significant jump and reflects how much confidence the betting markets are placing on this aggressive, revamped Dallas team. When you add Garrett to an already talented roster that includes Parsons, Lawrence, and a secondary that's been improving game by game, the Cowboys are positioning themselves as serious contenders. Their chances in the playoffs could hinge on their ability to pressure quarterbacks like Brock Purdy or Jalen Hurts, and this acquisition might just be the X factor they needed. And it's not just about the defense. The offense is also holding its own, with Prescott maintaining a solid rating of 92.1. He's been efficient, managing the game well, and leading an offense that's been gradually improving in time of possession, adding about 4 extra minutes per game. Running back Elliott, despite averaging only 3.8 yards per carry, has been effective in exploring gaps in the defense, helping to balance the attack. Meanwhile, Lamb continues to shine with big plays, increasing his yardage and making crucial catches that keep the chains moving. This balanced approach, combined with the new defensive firepower, makes the Cowboys a well-rounded threat. Now, let's talk about the division for a moment. The Eagles, standing at 6-2 with a PFF rush grade of 78, are still formidable, but the Cowboys' revamped pass rush presents a real challenge. If Garrett and Parsons can sustain their pressure, the Cowboys could not only beat the Eagles but also create separation in the division standings. This move also sends a message to the rest of the league. Dallas isn't just here to compete, they're here to win it all. Their front four, boosted by Garrett, is now a terrifying force capable of negating the run and putting relentless pressure on any quarterback. Looking ahead to the playoffs, the importance of a dominant trench game cannot be overstated. The legacy of guys like Aaron Donald shows how a disruptive defensive line can carry a team deep into February. The Cowboys, with this new addition, are setting themselves up for that kind of run. Their odds to win the Super Bowl have already improved from plus 8,000 to plus 3,500, and if they can keep this momentum, they might even be considered favorites in their conference. The AFC is loaded, but the NFC is wide open, and teams like the Cowboys are positioning themselves to take full advantage. But let's not forget, the Browns aren't just giving up Garrett for nothing. They're aiming to rebuild and retool, especially with their cap space freed up. They're investing in their future with extensions for players like Chubb, earning about $12 million per year and looking to strengthen other areas. The Browns' strategy is clear. They're trading a superstar for future assets and cap flexibility, hoping that their draft picks and cap space will help them return to contention in the coming years. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, this trade isn't just about the immediate boost. It's about creating a culture of relentless pressure, of setting a tone that says, "We're here to dominate." The combination of Garrett and Parsons could be one of the most lethal edge-rushing duos in recent NFL history. Their synergy could lead to an explosion of sacks, forced turnovers, and game-changing plays, exactly what the Cowboys need to push through tough playoff defenses and finally get over the hump. In conclusion, this move signifies more than just a trade. It's a statement of intent. The Cowboys are not content with just being good. They want to be great, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. With Garrett now part of the squad, their defense transforms into a nightmare for offenses, and their Super Bowl aspirations gain even more momentum. It's fascinating to see how one trade can ripple through the entire league, altering the division landscape, playoff odds, and the very identity of the Cowboys. And based on what we're witnessing right now, it's safe to say that the Dallas Cowboys are once again positioning themselves as serious contenders for that elusive 6th Super Bowl trophy, ready to make history if everything clicks into place. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this blockbuster trade? Do you believe Myles Garrett can be the missing piece that finally pushes Dallas over the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. Do you think this move elevates their Super Bowl chances significantly? Or are there still concerns about their offense or secondary that could hold them back? Whatever your view, I want to see your comments because your voice is what keeps this community alive. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, analysis, and insider info on the Cowboys' journey to greatness. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and let's keep riding this roller coaster together. The road to Super Bowl glory is never easy, But with moves like this, Dallas is sending a clear message. They're back and they're here to win it all. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Cowboys.